Hey guys, long time no talk.
Hello, hello.
Can't hear you, Drew. It's that meeting switching mute. Hey, Anil.
Hey, it's okay.
Hi, Dean.
Greetings.
Okay, I think I got my mic working. Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Hey, good afternoon.
Okay,
Oh, happy Friday.
really? Not fast enough.
Happy Friday.
So we'll give people a minute to join. Um, so again, uh, I think Yogesh is going to be out for a little while, so we'll be trying to make progress without him. And our our goal is to do our best to get through the spec so we can get it submitted because the way it works is to do a contribution, we have to approve it, and then we submit it to our parent committee, which is the OCP Hardware Management Committee, and the committee has to schedule a review and approve it. And then once that review is done, it's an approved contribution. The problem is that there are a few other folks trying to um, get things approved, and I'm not sure how. There are not that many meetings left between now and October, and it takes a while even once you get it approved for it to show up. So we're running a little bit late, and so we want to entertain uh, as many conversations as we possibly can. But my suggestion is we really need to get the in-band version of this document out, and let's get it to be reasonably good, and then we're going to immediately turn around and work on the next thing. So this isn't like our last chance to fix things. But that's why you sense a little urgency in what I'm doing is because I know we're running out of time. So I want to thank Anil. He and I met offline and made some progress on the doc, and so we'll go over that today. Um, and I don't know, are there any other opens that we need to cover before we get started?
Drew, I actually meant to ask a couple questions and I was on the wrong window. We're running out of time, assuming some deadline, and your deadline is the OCP Global Summit.
Yeah, we're
Okay.
targeting the OCP Global Summit, exactly.
Okay. And this is not our last chance to fix things, meaning a revised version later. What are you
Yeah,
thinking there? Because it, it's you can usually add things, but changing something is a problem, right?
uh,
Incompatibility.
yes. Well, this is a requirement spec, so as long as the requirements aren't regionally contradictory, we can change it. It's not quite as strict as a spec, and we don't release this as a specification.
Yeah, true. That's a good reminder. Okay, those are my questions. Thank you.
You're welcome, and that's a really good point. So we do need to have that mindset that let's. But like the drawing, the big drawing, it's been evolving as our thoughts evolve and as we discuss things. So I promise you, it's going to continue to evolve as we think things through more.
Right. So I think good, Drew. I think today what we should do is just look at the remaining comments and ask ourselves: is this something fixing incorrect information? If it's
Yeah,
an improvement for further improvement, we can probably push out to the next release so that we can close on it now today.
sounds good.
Okay.
So I did go through and fix. So I'm going to just dive in, Anil, and try to just close comments,
Yeah,
and we'll
please. Yeah,
position them
go.
according to that criteria. Yeah. Good. Okay. So I went through and changed everything to SFO that I could. So uh, it doesn't say hyperscaler or cloud service provider except in the glossary. Uh, and so anyway, I even fixed the pictures last night. So I'm going to resolve that. Um, such a solution.
That was just clarification on that sentence, right? The SFO have the option to deploy such a solution. It was not exactly clear. I think the solution is this, the framework spec that is presented, right?
Yeah.
So
How about this solution?
Yeah, this framework, just change this framework.
How about, what can I just say?
Yeah, perfect. I like it. Thank you.
yep, yeah.
Okay. We're really making building blocks, right? And leaving a lot of flexibility. That's the key. Okay, and you can see this all says SFO. Anil changed some of his drawings. I changed some of the other drawings, so I think
Yeah,
we've made
great.
progress. Okay. So this is a real pain point. And I understand that not everyone has this problem, but it, it it is a problem sometimes. So I want to leave it, and you know, it's saying that this is, you know, it's a goal. It's a goal of making sure that if we do in band or out of band, that it doesn't hurt our end users in performance and security. Okay. We said, for example, in some CPU architectures, yeah, I saw this, and that looks good to me. And let's see. And so we've cleaned this up. And I tried using change tracking for a lot of my changes last night, but it was screwing up. So after about a half hour of fighting it, I gave up and just made like changes so it says SFO and throughout. Let's see. Okay, we talked about warm resets. We'll define those. Charlie has started defining those, but that's going to be an interesting discussion. It's going to take a while, so we're gonna come back to that.
Yeah, the reason I'm saying that is because with IP providers, it's been a pain point for many years where reset doesn't preserve RAS information, for example. So it's
Yeah, and that's what warm reset is intended to mean.
Mhm.
And so we just need to clarify that.
Yeah, and many IPs have a single reset. So
Right.
So Drew, in the interest of expediting this, maybe we could just add a parenthetical statement of what you mean by warm reset and defer the knowledge article of all the different resets till later. But when you say warm reset, yeah.
Yeah, preserving error information.
Okay, good. Yeah. And for now, I think that works.
yep.
Okay, is that okay, Anil? If I put it that way?
Perfect. I like it.
Okay. So firmware may be able to this, and we talk about this, firmware may be able to pass errors. So this is super well, like this table, well, we've literally spent 10 or 20 hours reviewing it in this meeting. So I think, yeah, it may be through ACP, there may be other ways too. You could pass them to the BMC and back to the firmware OS, who knows? So I'm just going to leave it here, and if we need to clarify it, we'll get back to it. Okay. So what do we do?
Yeah, this one was just a comment, and that it seems there are some assumptions about kernels and plugin coverage. So maybe we should just clarify that. Basically, what Anil's comment is, I think we should have it somewhere about.
I think we should we can say RAS plugins may also provide a path for RAS actions, and that kind of leaves it open.
Okay.
Are you saying, Seb, to define what RAS plugins?
I mean, you do. It's the next sentence.
Right.
So in the document, it seems that the RAS plugins that offers us kind of a way to interface with the RAS API and so on only apply to kernels. And at least from the drawing, it seems there was not a RAS plugin associated to the device driver. And so,
Yeah, so I think in some other comment, I try to clarify that device drivers typically should have some sort of a notified to some user space daemon, like a plugin.
Here it
Right.
is. It's yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
so that's the answer to then why the RAS plugin is necessary for kernel, but not for drivers.
Yeah. The concept, again, this is a very loose plugin concept is
So
a very industry
then-
standard for kernels, right?
Yeah, so you see that maybe you can say the RAS plugins in the kernel may also provide a path for RAS action.
Okay. Yeah. That's a good point. Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
Cool. Okay, let's keep going then. Okay, I did change this to server fleet operator. If I
Yeah.
missed anything, I'm sorry. I will fix it. But it was very painful. I was up late last night, very late last night working on this.
You did a great job cleaning up. I saw that.
Fix 6 do not align with figure.
I was keep seeing messages from Drew, I say, Drew is really actively working on this thing. Good.
Yes, I was. Well, I'm trying to help you get it out there, So
Yeah.
okay,
Good.
I think they do.
I'm trying to remember now. It's been like a little bit of time since I made that comment, but there was kind of a disconnect.
I don't know if there's a simple fix, I will fix it. Otherwise, I want to defer it.
Yeah, this
it's
was
a-
the old comment when the figures were a little bit out, but off. But now I think we fixed it.
We've
by
aligned,
copying.
they're a lot more aligned. Yeah, I agree,
Yeah.
Anil. So I'm gonna,
But I think one part of that comment, Drew, and I don't want to start a rat hole on that, but I think for many people, the RAS API agent blue box, that kind of interface with the BMC was kind of a little bit of, there was a little bit of like questioning about that one.
oh yeah, and then we renamed it to out of band management agent, but it didn't
Mhm.
carry over. Okay, so we can save and close, and then I think if we just change this to out of band management agent, great. It's not going to fit. Let's see. And then there. So now now it is, and now there's a mapping.
Mhm.
Okay, and the other pictures should reflect that now. And if they don't, we'll fix it. So let's keep an eye. And then in-band from an OS perspective, I mean, yeah, we clarified this in Figure 3. So let's see. This is yeah, and this was cleaned up.
Okay.
So in-band is OS first, and then in-band is firmware first, in-band is OS first, out-of-band is out to the BMC. So I think that's
Okay, great. Yeah.
that seems pretty crisp. Okay. In-band can be firmware or OS first.
In that example,
So you're saying we can call it an OS first?
yes. I think it's an example of PCA error handling flow from an OS first in-band method.
I mean, that's
If,
fine.
if we want to be a bit precise.
Is that okay with you, Neil? I mean,
Yeah, that's okay.
okay. Out-of-band management. So it is fixed here. Should the BMC agent? Yes, it should. Okay. And then I did change this to SF everywhere. Okay, I wrote this a few weeks ago, and I'm just gonna, I'm accepting it to make it easy to read, but what I'm asking you to read is this paragraph. I don't know why it's formatted that way, so I'll fix the format while you read.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, and I made a reference to Appendix B because we're talking about race conditions, so we talk about those there. Okay, so Seb, we should probably have like a more detailed poison discussion later. OS the OS only knows I had an access that consumed poison, and it can't map it out ahead of time because it gets discovered when an application steps into it most often. So, but it's not a stuck cell. It's a stuck cell could be a single bit error on most chip kill ECC will be
Yeah.
corrected, ad infinitum.
Yeah. I had a question on figure 12 though, because if you look at the tree line, right, you have the first one, log poison, then OS maps out page. Is it just because the lack of space, you don't have OS maps out page for the other cases?
So this is the poisons never consumed. This is like a
Yeah.
patrol scrubber example, and so the patrol scrubber, where there's no consumption. So the OS can map out the page and there's never a consumption. So we're just saying, how do we ensure that poison is never consumed? Well, if you see it in the patrol scrubber, map out the page and never use it, and you'll never see any poison.
Okay, because now the poison consumption is gonna kill something. Luckily, it would be just a single process or whatever. So the OS would still, we would still want the OS to go through the process of mapping out corrupted pages so that they're not
Absolutely.
reallocated, right?
We weren't really talking about recovery in this example. We're just
Okay.
talking about,
So
you know,
Drew, your explanation I don't think makes sense.
okay.
So you do a patrol scrub, you come across poison, you poison it, you tell some software, and the software asks the OS to map that page out. Was there valid data on that page? Just because you mapped it out doesn't mean the poison doesn't exist. The poison flows with the data.
This is where the poison can be. So this is so the the case here is where the patrol scrubber found the error, and we're not talking about recovery or processes. So maybe we can say it assumes that the page is not being used.
Let me clarify something.
That's an important point, that the
Yeah.
page is not currently mapped in. I'm sorry, Neil, go ahead.
I think you're hitting the same point. Yeah. So yeah, when kernel gets the deferred error in concept, right? It looks at whether the address is already allocated or not. If yes, if it's allocated, it will not offline it'll mark it as bad page, but not offline, unless unless it is released from location. So it's the best effort.
Okay. I think that clarifies.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good catch. We've done several versions of this and not noticed that, so that's a good catch.
Yeah. And by the way, Drew, I think it's a little bit too late now, but your third example, I told so many times, OS never consumes poison data. Okay, but we still making that statement here because
yeah.
right. I mean, what happens is when poison is detected at the hardware level, that's the beauty of this poison concept, right? Hardware level, it will never complete the transaction, and
I
it'll
understand.
go.
Believe me, I understand.
Mhm.
But we often use that shorthand as that's a consumption. It's just that we shot the thing that was consuming it. So I think we can fix that. Let's fix it in the next version because we've already released this. This is old. So
Sure.
so it wasn't so broken that we couldn't release it before. Let's release it again and then log.
Only some people can understand this thing, like deans. We all can understand that. Not many people.
Yeah, and we got the poison document that that we've been working on. Like I've gotten a lot of folks input for it, and and some of these, some of this will be clarified in that as well, and we can align the two and make this a lot cleaner.
Sure.
Okay, and so transient or hard is completely different from poison, because you can have a hard air that's not poison and a transient air that is poison.
Yep. Yeah, but it was commenting on some of that content. We can do that later. It's not urgent.
And yeah, and we should go over what scrubbing looks like. So we could let's work on that. Okay.
Yeah, all the comments, Sab, that we are accepting right now, like deferring it, we will come back.
No worry.
Yeah.
Okay, I put through the OMA. So the BMC's RAS agent does it through the OMA. So, and I did move bubble 6 up. So
okay,
just say OMA now. And then what is this? Okay, so IMA is only ups.
used. Sorry.
Oh,
There's
okay.
1p extra. It seemed in the example there that it was basically from a system perspective, only use upstream, not downstreams. So
it both ways, right?
Yeah, I mean,
And-
like in this case, this is the out of band example, so I'm assuming there's nothing in the host there's no IMA. The IMA is usable by me.
Right.
That's all.
It's agent that is managing both direction.
Yeah, and in the in-band one, so in the in-band one, I think I did say the CPAD is evaluated and decide whether the CPAD should be sent back to the IMA so it can be activated on the IMA. So you can probably mix and match them, but these are examples. These are illustrations. So we're just being pure in our illustration. Here's a pure out-of-band illustration, and here's a pure in-band illustration. But we've said in other parts of the document they can coexist.
Okay, yeah.
That's right.
So, and I deleted this. I tried to clarify this. So, I don't know, like this is what I was hoping to walk through a few weeks ago. It's tricky to do though.
Let's keep moving, finish all the comment, then we'll come back time permit.
Okay, sounds good.
I like your idea that, hey, if it is already released before, let's not go too deep right now.
Yeah. And I think you're right here, Seb, that we need to think about that, but that is the intent. So okay, and then RAS feature actions, that was a bug. That's a typo. It should just be RAS actions. So you're good catch. I fixed that. So RAS actions that do not depend on us. Okay. What about error scrubbing? So we talked about this section to be put in context is hardware error report standardization solutions, error injection capabilities. So yes, that's if you look at the RAS API, one of the key aspects of it is that we talk about RAS config, and there's a lot of controversy about it. Well, not a lot, but we're not settled. So when I envisioned the RAS API, I was envisioning that. Hey, Rama, you need to mute maybe.
1 second.
Yeah,
tell me.
Okay.
Can I add Jessica? This is about that video.
Hey, Rama.
Can we add Jessica? I am on another call in the OCP meeting
Rama.
in Teams, and I'm calling
Hey,
from
Rama.
Rama, you need to mute.
Rama,
my
you need to
phone.
mute.
I'll call.
Rama. Hey, I'm sorry, folks. Okay. So, okay. Thank you. Okay. So if
Thank you. First of all, hi, Jessica.
does someone have control over this?
Hey.
I don't know how to control it.
Yeah,
how can someone mute? Can anyone else mute it?
Yeah, go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, no problem. Hey, first of all, thank you. Like, I'm getting a lot of good feedback
Hey,
offline.
Rama.
And see, some people are asking recording. Some people want to adapt it. I added you, Jessica. Right?
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, let's give them access. I talked to his manager last week,
Shall we
right? I'm trying
drop
to
the call
sell
and
it.
restart
Okay.
again?
Yes,
Oh,
let's do that. Let's all
Because
bail out and
yeah, let's
Control
all
plane
bail out and
hold
come
manager,
on,
back
I think
again.
I figured
like
something out.
before just, and he's asking
Let's
like
see.
recording video or we'll do demo. Like
Okay,
he's
let's just
talking
call
to
it off.
Bhushan.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's do that.
Okay, we'll
Instead
drop
of
it.
sending this as is to the Reynolds, okay. What Bhushan told is like he's getting a lot of this kind of things, right? Okay. We want to have like more impactful where he can read it and like encourage. Okay.
Yeah, like a condensed version.
Condensed version, like show, hey, pick maybe only
Guys,
just two features, maybe, right? Okay. Like
I don't think that
and
helps.
demo condensed version, maybe they did like a male voice, maybe we can do female voice. Okay.
Let me,
Yeah, like the goal is
anybody
identify,
else from Microsoft who can
generate
ping
the
me
theme.
after
Maybe
time?
we
I'm
can
trying
start a
to reach
small
him on
doc between
Teams.
you, me, and Sham.
Give me one
Okay.
second.
What we want to highlight in the video, what is the script? Okay. I think they use like once we have the script and some
If
demo,
somebody
there
a
is other
master here
tools.
can
There is a lot of tools, but let's find what
Anyone have
he
Ram's
uses.
personal number?
About
I
making the
do.
video, I think
Oh, sorry.
I'll call him.
we want to
I know.
highlight and like the script.
Ah, there we go. Okay.
What happened?
You muted.
Oh, good, good, good. Okay. Okay, good. I did send him a text to mute. Okay,
Good.
good. Okay, thanks everyone. Sorry about that. Yeah, I was in a business a meeting one time, and somebody started screaming at a misbehaving child, and we were all just like, "Oh no, it was horrible." So I have compassion. You know. Anyway. Okay, can you see what I'm sharing?
yes.
Yep.
Okay, let's go back to where we were.
So we were
Okay.
talking about scrubbing.
Yeah, yeah. So basically, what happens is, so we're unclear on the RAS API and what we're going to do, and we're working it out. But the thought is that the original thought I had was I'll discover things, I'll configure things, get error logs, take actions, all from the same set of interfaces. And so it's listed here as RAS config. We may end up with a more general purpose configuration capability and have like imagine a config file, because basically at the end of the day what we need is a way to configure RAS features where we don't have to create a new version of firmware, which has been the historic problem, because the firmware rollout's really hard to do. And if I have a customer and I want to tune my solution for that customer, I don't want to have 10 different firmware versions and have to pick the right one. What I want is to have some way to configure the server for that customer's needs. So we may end up with a RAS config section where we can read and write RAS configuration stuff, or we may end up with a more general purpose configuration capability with a RAS section. And we're debating that still. And Belos and I were the ones debating that with each other. So Belos, you're here. Hopefully that was an accurate representation.
Yeah, you got it.
Do you want to
Sorry,
capture a
are
note
we
then
on
that
this
maybe
comment about the section 9?
Right here, yeah.
So this comment is something different, right? Or I'm getting confused.
Well, no, I mean, it's talking about setting them up, right? I mean, if you get error logs from them, it's just a CPR. But so how do you configure them? Well, you configure, because it's a state machine in the hardware that does things like patrol scrubbing. And
Hold on, dude, sorry. I don't understand the question. Seb, can you clarify what is the question?
so as part of like all the previous like capabilities, right? And here, for example, we're talking about error injection capabilities and like the previous section. We nowhere are we mentioning scrubbing capabilities. And scrubbing is something that we need to be able to control, at least the on-demand scrubs. So I think
actually, patrol scrubs on demand, you just do.
So
scrub
one
is
second. Sorry. We intentionally left out any specific feature requirement from this document because it's not just scrubbing. There are so many other features.
Yeah, link width reductions. There's
Yeah. So
you know,
we
yeah,
intentionally
but
left out any kind of.
scrubbing is not just some like scrubbing is a very specific requirement from any kind of like memory.
it is, but
It is.
if you understand scrubbing, you generally don't have to do anything with it.
No,
Now, if
that's
you
why there
want
are two aspects. The patrol scrubbing, that you don't have to do anything with it. On demand is used to actually work with around memory errors, to check if there are memory errors. That's how, for example, the OS or another agent, when there is an error, to check if it's a transient or not. Usually, you're going to use an on-demand scrub.
Oh, so
Yes.
I
Yeah.
think we've crossed wires. But regardless of that, Seb, we need to work on the definition of demand scope because
Yeah.
you're something slightly different than we are. But the point of this is that there are just a boatload of RAS features. Those RAS features all need to be configured. And if there's any configuration we want to do with setting up demand scrubs, we would do it through some RAS API configuration provided method, whether it's RAS specific or general platform specific. So
Okay.
selecting the correct memory ECC is just as critical as demand scrubbing, and you know you might have different. You might even want a more capable ECC if you have
Yeah.
choices. That
Yeah.
will slow you down.
But yeah, just sorry, Drew, but the difference is your AR mode for memory is just a configuration. Scrub is a capability. It's a feature that you're going to want to use in some of those to address some of
But
these errors, right?
it's
So
not.
in my mind,
Not.
it's different.
Not. It's not. Scrub is not a RAS action. Scrub is a tool built into the hardware that when we talk about scrubbing. Demand scrub is a function of the memory controller, and it's automated in hardware. And
Drew, I think we're kind of crossing wires here. Let's. My suggestion is to defer this for the next release because we need a lot more discussion. There is a concept where a scrub can be requested, on-demand scrub can be requested from the software side. Okay, that concept is fairly mature. And yes, we can write some requirement.
yeah, and I'm aware of it, but it isn't. There's a problem with it, and so
I
let's
know.
come back to it.
That's why we need to discuss further and kind of, brainstorm a little more whether at what level of requirement we should put in the document. Our intention here was to define the framework rather than going deeper into any specific RAS feature.
Yeah.
Notice that we didn't call out any specific RAS feature here, right? But your point is well taken that there is a on-demand, there's an API interface required. Today there is nothing. Right? It's just for proprietary. And maybe as we bake in our RAS API spec, we'll add that capability into that. So
And we've covered, and that should be covered in the config, absolutely.
Right.
But it's not an explicit action. It's a decision you make before the error that when the error occurs, you want something to happen.
right before allocation,
Configuration.
Right. So when a user, very important critical user space, software need to be launched, right? Then it can request from kernel. They can scrub the memory. Let's make sure memory is good before you allocate to me.
Yeah.
So that's how this product works.
But and I think we're out of band. We're going to be out of sync with all of that. So it's something you configure ahead of time.
Right.
The policy that you want.
Is that make sense, Seb?
Yeah, sure. That's fine. I was just bringing up that point because it was not discussed. If it needs to happen later, then that's fine. That's perfectly reasonable.
Right. It's a good
All right.
call out.
We're almost there. Okay, I added a CPI spec. So if you check.
Okay, that's good. Awesome.
I copied it out of the spec, so. Okay, and then CCI, I added, Seb pointed out we were missing that, and we used the word CCI up above. And I think, so Anil, you fixed something, and I just accepted it to make it clear, because I didn't care about my definition. I was happy to have your change.
Yeah, makes sense. Thanks.
Okay. I'm just going to accept this so it's easier to read, and we can see if we. I think that the fault doesn't become an error. An error comes from a fault. You know, you have the fault whether you have the error or not. And you might have multiple errors from the same fault. So, you know, they're not, it's not like once the hardware detects a fault, then it generates an error.
Yeah, it may generate, yeah.
Yeah, it may generate an error. There you go.
Wait, is this the maybe I missed this. The fault may or may not that may impact the software application. Like that's not a characteristic of a fault.
And it's not dependent on hardware detecting it either.
Yeah. Hardware doesn't detect a fault, it detects an error from a fault. Hang on one sec. Let me find.
Sure, whatever you want to. Let's fix it real quick, because I think this.
Yeah.
A fault is where hardware is not functioning as expected, right? There's, for whatever.
If somebody says hardware doesn't detect fault, I beg to disagree.
Okay.
It may or may not. I mean, Anil, imagine this.
Yeah.
You might have.
That's true. If not, then it becomes kind of get in the silent bucket.
Fault is an underlying condition,
Yes.
and when it causes a misbehavior, that's an error. The
Correct.
fault has to be activated to cause an error. So I think you're confusing detection with activation.
No, I'm not confusing.
Yes, the deviate. Okay, a deviation. Let me get this right here. Hang on.
Can you paste it in the chat? I may be tempted to.
Yeah.
Yeah, fault is a physical defect. An error is a logical.
I wouldn't quite say that
phenomenon.
either, but it's closer
Yeah.
to the truth.
It's closer, right? But it's
Yeah,
not exactly precise.
A physical defect causes a fault, right? A fault is the hypothesized or the cause of an error, right? The error is the deviation from correct service state, and the failure is what results from an error. I didn't put failure in here.
I'm going to paste what you wrote.
Yep.
Just temporarily, so we can. It's not quite what we need, but.
Yeah, I just so we need to cite this paper that I got it from.
Let's see. So can I just say a fault means that at least one or more external states of the system deviates from the correct service state?
No, because that's not a fault. That's actually talking about an error.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
The fault, the error is a deviation from the correct service state.
Oh,
a
yeah.
fault is the cause of error.
I think what you pasted technically is correct, but what you're saying now, I'm confused.
Like,
the fault is physical. I think the Charlie was making the right statement there. I am aligning with that. Fault is a physical concept, and error is what is detected.
Is a logical, right? Is a logical concept.
Yeah.
So physical, logical.
Yeah. Right. I mean, again, I think a defect is the physical thing. The defect causes a fault. A fault can cause an error.
If you bring defect in the terminology, then sure.
I understand.
Yeah. Yeah. Do we want to differentiate defect and fault, or do we want to keep it general?
Right.
I don't think we need to mention. So
yeah,
that's fine.
So I kind of like what Dean pasted. Whoops, let me paste it without the formatting. Okay.
Yeah, faults are later until they are activated or detected. I don't know when we say activated. Is the same as detected or activated different? Because activation is what? Detected, right?
No.
Okay.
An error is A fault is not detected. A fault is the cause of that error.
Fault is the cause
Right.
of that.
Line
If you don't
condition.
have any detection on a circuit and you go ahead and read that data and get misinformation, it's still activated. You just didn't detect it. That's silent data corruption.
Correct.
So that very simple bullets that I pasted, I've been using for years. It comes out of I have a Xenis document that Vilas posted. The text that Rama posted too, I think he said it came out of ChatGPT, is also good. It's a little wordier, which I don't think is necessary, but it's
Yeah,
correct.
Yep.
It's straightforward, it's simple, it's correct.
Yep. Agreed.
Okay, so help me here. What do we like? I've got what Dean.
Let's trust chat GPT and copy paste what Rama did.
Are we really?
This is-
Okay.
Yeah, a hardware fault refers to a physical malfunction or a
Yeah.
failure in a computer component such as broken. This is simple enough.
Yeah. So one thing, Drew, right? If I look at the definition of error, it says is incorrect data or execution due to a fault. That ends up being a bit circular, right? Like I don't.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah.
I agree. Yeah.
We can just leave it at the first sentence, remove error, because we are
Yeah,
only thinking about the fault. Yeah.
Right, and just keep it simple. A hardware fault refer to a physical malfunction or a failure in a computer, such as broken circuit or damage. Yeah,
Is the
that's it.
circularity bad, Vilas? I thought
I
it was
don't
actually,
know.
I think it's actually
Yeah.
helpful, but you can think it over.
I'm thinking of
Maybe
yeah.
that is not
Okay.
Rama, that is Chat GPT. Yeah.
Wait, you're using Chad, not Copilot? Oh.
So, I mean,
We get benefit
so
with both.
yeah.
Yes.
we
Yeah.
can refine it further, like maybe we can have a multiple definitions,
Yeah.
like in different ways of looking
Okay.
at, right?
So I'm deleting the old one for sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
And I'm going to
That's
delete,
my
I'm gonna
definition.
delete the first thing that Vilas pasted because I think we've gotten
Yep.
further. Now, okay, we're getting there. Thank you. What do I do now? Do
Yeah,
I-
remove
So
the first sentence.
well, hold on. I would prefer either. Yeah, I think the circularity is good. So I would either prefer keeping exactly the first sentence in fault, right, and getting rid of the latent until they're activated because I think it's true but not useful, and getting rid of the second sentence, or and then leave the error definition as it is, right, and then it's simple, it's fine. Or use essentially Rama's or ChatGPT's definitions that Rama posted for both.
The reason I used this one because there was error prediction or failure prediction or something. Which one to call properly?
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way,
I don't
I like
care.
to keep it simple, and if looks like the first sentence is simple enough, I would then
Yep.
suggest just keep first sentence. That's it. That's it.
Yeah, and I think Rama's is almost identical. It's just longer. So I would
Yeah.
just say,
So it gives examples, but
yeah. Okay, great.
We can add that later, right? I mean, there's-
Yeah.
I'm sure we all have a lot of opinion. They all converge anyway, but still there's
Well,
different ways of looking at it.
I'm coming around to Vilas's terse argument though. So terse is fine, and this is fine. I mean,
So one more thing, error detection is when hardware detects the side effects of a fault. Don't think we really want to say, I mean, it's, I hate to say it.
Right?
I don't know where the word side came into that. I don't,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
seems new.
Detects
Yeah.
the effect of the fault. That's it. Yeah, remove the side.
Okay.
Going back for a second to fault again, if you don't mind. A fault is an underlying. Do we add the word hardware in there? Underlying hardware condition?
oh, because
Not necessary. Not necessary. Let's not make it too complex, right? It could be multiple things.
But I think when we talk about faults, we are talking about hardware.
Yeah.
If you have a bad OS that's scrambling data, that's not what we're talking about. We're not calling that a fault.
I agree. And I think scoping it to hardware in the context of this document is useful.
Okay.
Dean, you make sense to you?
I'm okay with it. I'm usually a fan of less is more, but I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I concur.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yep. Only other thing, error detection is when hardware detects that. I mean, that's not helpful.
That makes
Right.
sense, right? What's wrong with that?
Well, it's
Oh,
using
yeah.
the term you're defining.
Self-referential.
Yeah. So either we have a synonym for detects or, you know,
So what
What
are you saying?
about
Error detection implies?
is when hardware, I don't know, identifies, like, let me, hang on. Aviendis this should have a good,
Oh, I see. Detect and detection, you're
Yeah, I
saying
was
kind
also saying identifies. Yeah.
yeah.
But is it necessary for hardware to detect? What about a case of where I'm running my ECC in software? So
I think, yeah.
so is when a defect is detected, something like that. So make it more generic. It could be hardware, could be the system, software.
So maybe when a fault is detected, or
No, faults don't get detected.
well, then
Yeah.
Error,
Yeah.
I think the error detection starting is what I think kind of detection and detect two things. I mean, kind of right. So maybe you should say when hardware detects the effect of fault, it's called error detection. I don't know,
so
something like
that was muffled. I didn't quite hear you, Neil. Could you say it
that.
again?
Maybe we can say error detection is a like identifying data corruption during.
But it may not be data corruption. It may be incorrect like an incorrect sequence. You know.
Can be a poor
Mm.
configuration.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the way Aviendis defines this, an error is detected if its presence is indicated by an error message or an error signal.
Can you paste that?
And Charlie, while your argument is true, it leads down a slippery slope. The problem is, if we're not talking about detection in hardware, then people will argue if you don't detect an error and you use it and then you crash the system because like a branch to zero,
Yeah.
that's a detected error. And I always argue that's not a detected error. You got lucky.
Yeah. Yep.
And that all comes from starting where you started, which is, can software detect the error? If it was a software ECC, yeah, I would argue you're right, but you have to be careful how you generalize those words.
Yeah, and for the sake
So-
of being terse and simple, I agree that let's not go down any slippery slopes at this point.
So Drew, error detection is when hardware indicates the presence of an error. So the first sentence, an error detection is when is when hardware indicates the presence of an error. And I think that incorporates the primary message and avoids the problem.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
And then just get rid of that second.
It sort of skips a step, but it's okay because it gives you the same result. So
yep.
I think it's as good as we're going to get.
I don't know, because then isn't that signaling? But
yeah, that's what I was about to say. Like that definition, it's about error logging, and it's using error logging and signaling as the definition of error detection.
We had so hardware indicates the presence of an error, right? We had prior said signaling was a notification from hardware to like an error handler, which I think we defined as being in software, right?
Yeah.
Changed it to presence of error. Okay, I was looking at chat message.
Yeah, so indicates can be writing it into the error record or the MCA without signaling. So I think it's good the way it is. It's good the way it is.
Okay, let's move on then. Let's keep going. I think we're getting there.
Close enough.
Okay, I worked on this, so I was given
why the whole fault handling is so complex. You know, even simple things we have to debate.
I'm going to, you know what, we should just, I referenced this section in the main text up above, and this was where I had a lot of trouble doing suggesting. I would write bullets in suggest mode, they'd be shown as a suggest, and then I'd edit them a minute later, still suggesting, and it would act like I was writing a new suggestion. So it just got so hard to read, I had to cut it off. So just let's assume Appendix B is pretty new. And so we were talking about preventing race conditions, and we said there were two. There's when error registers get overwritten when there's a new error in the middle of reading the registers, and when the out of band and in band registers, clear out from under each other. And then I made sections that dive into each.
Sorry, when error registers get overwritten with a new error while software is in the process of reading the registers.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah. So then before while, get rid of the in the. Yeah.
Okay. And so we talked about the two cases, and so then I go into the details of each case.
The case where error registers are overwritten while being read, should that be kind of subheading or?
This is a heading 3.
Oh, it didn't. Okay, maybe font is the same font. Huh? It's interesting.
It's slightly bolder.
Oh, it is? Okay, sorry.
I think it is. Oh no, it's
Yeah,
a different font. This is
okay.
normal text, and this is Franklin.
For some reason, it did not reflect on my side. Okay, cool.
The template here.
Yeah. So Anil, is that comment been addressed or?
But this is the one that we were debating other day, and I thought, let me just write down what I'm thinking here, right? So,
that's right here. I tried to address it here. So yeah, please take a look.
If you tried it, I'm with that. You can accept. You can remove the comment there.
So as a I haven't read all the words here, but as a requirement, all you have to say is there has to be a method for reading the information in a consistent manner, right?
Well, this is like this is a little bit more it was like an implementation consideration. So I think our intent was to have a little bit more detail than just a requirement.
And trying to say how to do it.
Well, one way you might do it.
Okay, as long as you're not specifying how it has to be done.
It uses it uses this is one. Let's see. Most error handling architectures have overwrite rules. Some commonly implemented rules only allow. So it's worded in a way that it's non-prescriptive. It's like, hey, sometimes it's done this way, and if it's done this way, then this is how it works.
Excuse me, if you use the term "for example" kind of as a preface, that kind of indicates it's not a requirement. You're just giving an example.
Okay, yeah, I can do that. I'll put it right here. For example. And actually, to set that off, I'll do this so that the for example follows that sentence.
Could we add a sentence to the top of Appendix B? I mean, all of Appendix B is non-normative, right? Could we just say that in a sentence at the top there?
Yeah, tell me how to word it.
This section describes is
non-normative.
How about possible? Like I should say possible implementation.
Well, I think add a sentence. This section is non-normative, as Dean said, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Dean, I think that would blanket address your concern, right?
Yes. I mean, it raises the question, what in this is normative, but I get the point, and I'm happy to go along.
Well, I mean, the race conditions, you cannot have race conditions such that you can't, I mean, you have to deal with the race conditions, but how you do it is very flexible. We're not saying how. Yeah. We're just saying they exist. So I don't know. I think we're okay, because if I tell you there may be a race condition, beware, and then you make an implementation that has race conditions, I'm going to be like, hey, I didn't tell you how to deal with race conditions, but I told you they were there. What happened? Why didn't you pay attention? So I think that's okay.
Drew, can I just make one quick typo thing? I mean, not typo. So considerations for this fault management solution, maybe just remove this for fault management solution for A, that's it.
How about fault management solutions?
Yeah.
But it really is intended for this. I mean, like
This means what?
in this document.
Okay, then maybe that's what we want, because this kind of keeps it, because this is the first sentence, right, in this section. So.
Well, right now it's got bad grammar. I think it should say for this fault management solution. Or for the fault management solution described in this document.
Yeah, for fault management solution described, yeah.
Okay, I'll fix it.
Described in this document.
Yep.
And is normative. And is non-normative.
Okay. So let's take a look at this section.
I know it's heading 3, but can we just underline it? It would make it like.
I agree with you. Or maybe I'll just bold it. I don't know what to do. I guess maybe we need to go fix the document format a little bit. But how about that? Is that good?
Yeah, it makes it clearer. Thanks.
Yeah. So we have only 3 minutes left. I want to kind of just go through the next step here. So it looks like I don't see any other comments here. Should we, I mean, all the grammar and all that we will anyway go through one more time. Should we just call this as 1.5 and create a PDF for one final touch review?
So, yeah, why don't I send it? Well, I guess what I would say is maybe we give everyone the action item to review. I don't care about PDF. We can do that, but we may just want to say review this and only put comments in between now and next week for anything that you think should hold up the publication.
Right. Any opposition? Any,
And
right?
no, no opposition. But do we need to take this in front of the whatever? It's not steering committee, but the hardware management thing. So
no, I don't think so, because no, this is an update to a previous document, right? Any new document we need to go through the formal review. This is an update.
This is a pretty big update, isn't it?
Yeah.
Does that follow the spirit of the rule?
I'll tell you what, I'll reach out and find out. I thought we had that we can't just publish dates to the document, when we want to. But I'll ask if we can. Let's do it. That'll relieve a ton of pressure. I would much rather not go through that process.
but if we have to, I think we should start that process, because we have to get on their schedule and right.
Yeah, well, that's why I've been angst, filled with angst.
Now I think we are now at a point where we can create a PDF, get the ball rolling on the committee level discussion, right? Hardware management project.
Yeah, so I think we need to give people 1 week to speak now or hold their peace, and then we do it. Yeah, and I mean
we can do this parallel, Drew.
I'll do it in parallel. I will start. I can submit an abstract and ask them what we need to do, and we'll have about a week anyway. But I'm just saying, I think it's really important we give people one last week to look for any last problems.
I'm changing the title of this document. It's a draft, right? Let's remove that. Do we need to put a version in the document itself?
Yeah.
Always. Why would you ever not?
No, it will be in the document itself, right? I mean,
always.
Title should not have version, right? I've never seen title has a version.
Title means you're asking document title?
Yeah.
Well, are you talking about right here?
Yeah.
So the way Google Docs work, is here's what I would say. I'm going to make a version history, and name the current version and say, I'm gonna call it, I'm gonna say proposed published 1.5.0. So we've now got it versioned. We can do it whatever we want, I suppose, but when we make the PDF, I think the PDF file name should have the version number in it, but I don't think it really matters for, Google Docs header.
Oh, so that's what you're referring to, Anil, the file name as opposed to the title?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah, file name typically should, I mean, that's like
Yeah.
PCI
File name
doesn't
should have it. So when we generate the file name, let's put the version number in. Yeah, and I think that's good enough because it's going to be a PDF. They're not going to get it on Google Docs. They're going to go to the OCP contributions page and pull a PDF down. So we'll name it appropriate in the PDF. I think that's pretty important.
I think Anil, like ACP spec and all, file name as a version.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
agreeing.
I
We're
always
all
challenge
in
that.
agreement.
But that's okay. Whatever makes sense, let's go for it. It's
Do
not
we
big
need
deal.
a revision history? I mean, this is a new version of a document. Do we need or do we have a revision history?
That is a requirement for some OCP documents that have a subsequent revision in their template.
That's a good call out. It's a good idea. We
I
missed
can
it.
grab. I have the template. I'll say add a revision history section per the OCP template because it is. That's a really good thing because I think they do require that for updates.
Drew, we
big
can
thing
add
here
that
is that
into
they're
our
adding-
other docs also. I think our other doc also missing. Good feedback. Yeah.
And we went through this last time. We don't need the tenets or whatever, right?
We need that.
Or do we need that? Okay.
You can use from like every OCP spec they mandated.
This is not a spec. This is a
That's why
Oh.
So
we went through
this
this
is
last
really, really, really important. We will
I know. It's not a spec.
spec.
Sorry. I
This
used
will
the
be a
wrong
white-
word, but many contributions they're asking that.
Well,
So-
let me look, Rama. I don't think you need it for a white paper.
What is the tenant you're talking about? Sorry, I'm not familiar with that.
There are 4 tenets about how it contributes to scaling and all. I'll give you example. I use it from the GPU OCP GPU aspect.
Yeah, that is different, Rama, because that's a spec, and you have to.
That is also not a spec. Sorry, I'm using wrong word. That is also required.
No, but I'm telling you that on the templates. So if you go to the the OCP website, they have different templates and different requirements for different kinds of documents. So I'll look into that when I look into the next steps publishing. But I don't think we need. But I'll double check.
Okay.
Are you talking about license section?
No. This will be Creative Commons.
Oh, okay. I see now. I see compliance with OCP tenants, openness. Okay.
Yes.
I mean that's a standard template, right? You can just edit it. It's not a big deal, right?
Yeah, it's not. I mean, we have no say in it.
Yeah.
We either have to add it or not, depending on what they tell us.
Could we
It doesn't hard to add it if you did.
No, you need to edit it. How this requirements doc or spec is contributing to those 4.
Yeah.
Like what happened was when we are presenting to steering committee on OCP GPU RAS spec and other specs, they asked, like we didn't put those, they asked, and okay, that's where like I don't exact guidelines might have changed. Yeah.
I see now.
I'll look. I don't think you need it for a white paper, but I will check. So just leave. I'll work on it. And if I need
This is okay. Drew, you and I can work on it because I think our introduction kind of hints all those openness, efficiency, and all that anyway. So I'm looking at.
Actually, it's boilerplate, Anil. It's cut and paste. You just
I'm seeing it right now in that document, and I think it's easy to show plug in some part of introduction here and then add that compliance with OCP tenant, right? That section.
So just let's wait and see if we need it. But if we need it, I'll work with you. I don't know if we need it.
Yeah. I mean, I like it, by the way, because it communicates the message that the openness is there, efficiency. All these 4 tenants are met here. If that's the
Yeah.
intent.
I mean, we're not having any trouble, but I'd rather not mess with the doc. Let's just keep it simple and do the least we have to for stuff like that
Sure.
to get it out. We've published
Yeah.
it once without it, and I think that's because we didn't need it, but I'll confirm. And then if we want to add it in a later version, but let's just do as little as we can to get this out.
I
All right.
concur.
So net of this is 1 week to do a final review and flag any problems.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And in the meantime, I'll start looking into the submission process and get that rolling. And the submission process, if we have to do it, we'll start with it's a slow process. So they're going to open a case, and I have to fill in things in the case. So we'll have a week anyway, and so that's fine. And then hopefully it won't take much longer than a week before we have the document ready. But if it does, I'll have to just delay the the process.
Yep.
I think last time, like, because they have only 1 or 2 slots, if it is filled, you can still like present it and you can like only that's what we did with OCP GPU RAS. We could not meet the deadline. Like yeah, it went after the contribution after the global summit because that slot everybody is trying to fill that slot.
Yeah, yeah, and that's my sense of urgency with this.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
let's just do the best. We'll do the best we can. Yeah.
yes.
So just so
But
I'm
this is
clear,
great. Thank you, everyone. We'll get this started. Yeah.
Drew, just quick question. So for the comments that you're hoping for in this 1 week, just to clarify, non-controversial only, right? That's
Or showstoppers, right?
no show.
Showstoppers. Yeah, I just want to know if there are any showstoppers that.
Okay.
Typos or showstoppers.
Typos or showstoppers. Okay, that makes sense. Thank you.
I'll put a note. All. Please look for typos and showstoppers.
I found the first typo.
And typos you can directly edit, Mita. You don't need to.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry,
like
I'm
others.
just being silly.
No. Like I saw like some people like just add comments. It's just edit it if it just because we can track the version.
You can track the versions, and
Yeah.
I've named the versions. So
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks, everyone.
You're so close. Thanks, everyone.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.